Spoiler alert. So we are going to jump into picks and bans right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold tight to your seats. It's going to be a good one.
Right, I think you had a story about why we're not streaming.
Ooh, yeah.
What's it?
So
SUTD
if you
event?
look at our schedule, you see that it's supposed to be SIM and SUTD, but because of some technical issues on the SIM side, they are not as reliable in terms of connecting to the game. So we will be streaming this other one. NYP RP is going to be our match up for this game. Jumping back in, Jarvan Lee Sin banned out against King of Koyam, and it's going to be the Yuumi, which interesting ban here for Christ.
Yeah, interesting because M20 on RP side actually played Yuumi in the previous game.
Right.
They won that game, of course. So maybe they're just banning it because, like, if we can play it, maybe the other team can play it as well.
And you're expected to play Yuumi at a high level when it comes to, 9.14 because it's such an OP champion if you know how to use it. That being said, Karma will be banned out as well by RP, and the Irelia locked away by NYP.
Yeah, we see the Lee Sin and the Jarvan ban as well. Probably gonna see a Sejuani pop up as well again.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if we see the Silas Sejuani, matchup once more. NYPs did display their favor for the Silas jungle. Shinsekai in that role has been filling the jungle shoes pretty well. We're talking to him in pre-game, in the lobby about why he's in the jungle, and Shinsekai says that the team just functions better with him in the jungle. So it's a executive decision made by all the members of NYP.
Funky little ban coming from RP though, banning the Yasuo as well. Have we actually seen Yasuo this tournament? I don't think we have. I mean,
we haven't seen Yasuo today, but he's been popping up quite a lot globally when it comes to just pocket pick for some teams. They like to combo Yasuo Gragas to facilitate the multi-man knockups. So it could be the RP are not comfortable dealing with this Yasuo, so just ban that away. But instead, NYP will lock in the Jace.
Zyrokan combo as well.
Zyrokan on the response. I think this is a perfect opening double pick because it secures an extremely strong bot lane. It gives you so much reliable CC when it comes to the mid game, and Xayah just scales ridiculously well.
Very good power pick coming in from RP. I think that lane is going to be a bit of concern for NYP. They go with Lucian Hover low. Been doing pretty good work for Scarlet Petal. But if I was NYP, I think I'd go for more of the Caitlyn, try to secure a bit of a lead earlier in the game.
I think Caitlyn would have been a great option as well. Caitlyn Lux is a fantastic bot lane duo, very self-sufficient, and when it comes to mid game rather, the shielding and the ability to check vision with Lux is extremely useful.
Yep, Christ going with the Nautilus though instead of the Pike.
Right. Was the Pike pick up the previous game? Around viewers, he got the pentakill. Ridiculously efficient on that Pike, but it's still going to be a hook champion. Nautilus, similar wheelhouse here for Christ.
Just like I've already got a penta on Pike.
If he gets a penta on Nautilus, I will be shocked.
That's what he has to do now.
I don't think he could, but all power to you if you can, man.
Camille taken off the board here as well. All the skirmish champions also being taken off.
Silas as well, and there you go. The final one locked in is going to be Elise, so they're heavily limiting the pool of junglers for NYP. Aatrox banned out as the last champion, and right now NYP have a couple of options that they might want to look towards in the jungle role. I'm thinking off the bat, that now that Sejuani as well as Elise are not open, Talia might be an option here for NYP. Talia jungle, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Talia hasn't been really that good as patch, has he?
She's seen a recent rise back to popularity in the jungle as well as serving as a flex pick for mid and jungle. Shinsekai has been known to play that Talia jungle in this tournament so far, so I'm not surprised if they do lock that in. But it's going to be Vladimir here for RP as the 4th pick and a flex role Vladimir as well.
Yep, Vladimir also very much known for being able to scale into the late game. Pair that with the Xayah Rakan, I think RP is going to build a pretty solid late game composition here.
Not to mention they have good control in terms of team fighting and area control. They have Sejuani Vladimir, which covers a lot of space, and Rakan as well to serve as a sort of deflector for any aggression. NYP now locking the Gangplank as their final pick.
Jace and Gangplank actually both sort of counter picks. We've seen Gangplank mid as well. So the real question is, where are they going and where do you want to put Vladimir in relation to that?
I think with the Gragas in the jungle, you definitely want the Jace in the mid lane to present a bit more of a kill pressure against the opponent mid laner. Right now they lock in the Syndra for Orca, which is no stranger to Orca, by the way. We've seen him play a couple of times in the past. this presents so much danger for the Syndra because a roaming Nautilus into the mid lane with the Gragas almost guarantees a kill if you're Jace mid.
Yeah, I mean, Syndra pretty strong as well. It's one of those standard picks that you can't really nerf to Oblivion in the mid lane.
Yeah.
We've seen her earlier today as well. I'm actually don't remember if she won or not, but
my concern right now is that NYP's composition is severely lacking in terms of magic damage. They only have the single Gragas. Hold on here. They only have the single Gragas that is gonna be dishing out magic damage, right? So they're extremely physical damage favored, which makes it very easy for RP to itemize against. But the same is true as well. RP is heavily reliant on magic damage in the solo lanes, but they still have a Xayah, which is formidable when it comes to dishing out physical damage in the late game. Scarlet Petal here with the smite. Question mark, buddy? I think they're in game. Yeah. This is no,
never mind.
Last minute swap.
Go.
Whew, close.
Oh, okay.
Close one.
But you know what this means for NYP, don't you?
What does this mean, Boots?
AP Nautilus is gonna get the pentakill.
Oh man, no. Don't try to sell it. No AP Nautilus this game. Just, go Knight's Vow, Righteous Glory, be a normal engaged support. You don't have to go for that Death Cap Lich Bane on hit Nautilus build.
Do it.
Nah, man. That's a thumbs down. I'm not a fan.
But yeah, if you're going with the full AD as a standard here, you really have to try to end the game quickly before RP is able to stack so much armor that they're pretty much sort of invincible. Not really. 75% is about 300 armor. So
I mean, all they really have to do for RP is just pick up those armor items in the form of Thornmail. In fact, if you wanted to for Sejuani. Multiple options available to them, but because NYP's 3 core damage dealers are physical damage, right? That presents a bit more of a challenge for them to get to the late game point.
Yep, but Gragas might build full AP.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an option.
That's the point.
The question is whether he can one-shot the Sejuani or the Syndra if he builds full AP, right? Because if you don't kill them in a full rotation, I have to give this one over to RP because of the amount of sustain and prolonged damage they can do with Vladimir Xayah.
Early game maybe, but I don't think in a later game Greg is going to do any sort of damage to Sejuani.
Yeah.
Sejuani's just really the big question mark here. If she's able to get those tank items, I think it's going to be pretty hard for NYP to do much.
I mean, Sejuani, we were talking about this as well, has seen a prolonged sustained level of play in global metas, but more recently I've seen a rise to popularity, right? It's almost first pick worthy in a lot of regions, and I think that a lot of that is due to her ability to reliably engage, but also, like you talked about, be that late game frontline tank for her team.
She also does a lot of damage. I think I've made this point a lot, but I think a lot of people underestimate the amount of damage that Sejuani puts out, especially in the early game.
Yeah.
She can actually 1v1 a laner at like level 3.
Right. I mean, the stun coming in is a good, reliable CC as well. It's just that they don't have a lot of good ways to proc that, considering there is literally 0 melee champions on Sejuani's side.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yes, good point.
So it's like, well, he has to hit the Q and W and one auto if he wants to confirm, the stun coming in. Very tricky. That's why we always see Sejuani paired up with something like an Aurelia, someone that's melee, to guarantee that you get very quick procs of those E. But in this case, King of Koyum is going to be facing a bit of a challenge when it comes to getting the crowd control down.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. That's actually a big question mark that I now have for RP. Questionable pick, I guess, if you're not going to pick any melee champions.
Right. At least in the previous game, we saw the double glacial synergy, right? You have Sejuani Braum, which both can proc their passives together at least, right? There is some degree of synergy right there. But this is anti-synergy. There's no melee champions. Sejuani doesn't get to proc a passive with any of her teammates. Not passive, rather, the E. And this, like you said, big question mark.
Big old question mark.
Big question mark. Coming in, guys, NYP and RP, both undefeated teams. NYP, and pardon me if I've been calling them Resurgence, just because, it's something that I'm so used to. 3 Resurgence members on their squad. It doesn't help that their in-game names have the Resurgence in them as well. I think both teams look equally matched. I still want to give this over to the NYP squad just on the basis of mechanical skill and individual ability.
Yeah, can we draw a bit of attention to the Lucian Nautilus as well? This is another kill lane. I want to get that clear. If the Xayah Rakan does not neutralize that, I'm afraid that if the Lucian gets a hit again, he might just roll over the other like we've seen today.
That's a fantastic point, right? On the idea of mechanical skill checks. Previous game, they rolled over bot lane.
Yeah.
This time, once more, kill lane, they could definitely roll over bot lane if they find no window of opportunity. It's up to them. Scarlet Petal and Christ, who for the most part have proven their worth on this squad, whether they can snowball that lead is going to be a big question mark as well for us.
Right. Again, the thing that we cannot forget is the jungle matchup. Shinsekai, like we pointed out in the last game, very notable. He knows
Super
where he wants to be.
proactive.
Yes,
Super proactive.
He's against another Sejuani. I'm a bit biased here, but hopefully he does better than
remove Sejuani. I'm not throwing any shade or flaming anyone. It was a bit inactive when it came to making ganks happen, securing the safety of his laner. So, you know, I have to side with you on that one. Remove didn't have the best Sejuani game, right? This time, I'm curious if King of Koyam is going to step up and say, okay, well, Sejuani has not been utilized to its full effect the previous game. Let me show you what I can do. Maybe that's how they move forward with this game. Loading onto the Rift. A bit of a delay here. I'm not particularly sure what's going on observer screen. Remember that 9.14 has had his fair share of bugs, let's just say, right?
Invisible Nunu.
My favorite is the bug splat. Like almost every solo queue game you go into, like one person just DCs. And, oh well, remake guys.
Luckily, I haven't had time to play League, I guess. I mean,
it's a blessing and a curse.
Sounds like a bit of a hellhole.
Right, spawning on the Rift now. On the blue side, it's going to be NYP. On the red side, Republic Polytechnic. Both teams undefeated. Just want to reiterate that point once more. The winner of this is going to take a clear and commanding lead in the standings.
Yep, just another bit of standard pathing from both sides. Don't want to see either team try anything interesting again. Like we said, like we saw last game, I guess.
I want to point out the runes right now. Interesting to see that Raven did go for the electrocute. Normally in the mid lane, or Jace players in general, just take Aerie or they take Conqueror, right? Electrocute does seem to me like it's aggressive pickup in terms of keystones. It does signal to me that Raven wants to go for the all-in more often than not against Orca.
Yeah, you have the Orca. You have the Orca. You have the Syndra. You have the Syndra and the Xayah, both pretty squishy champions. Unless the Xayah uses her ult, Jace can really come in and just pretty much one-shot them with his empowered Q.
Yeah. So we'll look towards Raven when it comes to taking these fights, whether he can get the electrocute to work out for him. It does proc very quickly with your W on the melee form. The lightning field gets the electrocute proc off very quickly, and now junglers are starting like we would expect. Oh, hold on, Raven taking a ton of damage in the mid lane.
That's not what you want.
That is not what you want. Yeah, he's down to like 10%. Has to use a very early corrupting potion. In fact, he used 2 stacks already. Did go for the time warp tonic, I believe. So should be able to heal up and keep healthy in this mid lane here.
Yeah, you just gotta play safe now if you don't have potions.
Speaking of which, damage down onto adverse. Desire taking the bare brunt of the punishment coming in. Christ landing the first hook strikes fear into the heart of Desire Recon lane.
Not so much fear, I think he's just testing the waters, a bit of a whack earlier in the game.
That's it, both bot laners are playing extremely aggressively here. Here comes the grand entrance onto the bot. 80 carry of NYP, but a lot of damage down, and first blood going over the way of NYP. I wasn't expecting where to go with that one, but meanwhile they're turning their attention over to Adverse. Scarlet Petal still has the flash, can go in for the last hit if he wants. A heal has been used preemptively. Adverse flashing out, and auto attack from Christ says that this is my lane, this is my kingdom. 2-0 for NYP.
2-0 on the Nautilus, you know what that means.
Oh man. AP Nautilus. Still goes back to the idea of NYP just hitting all their marks on the bottom side. Meanwhile, King of Koyam coming in the mid lane, flashing preemptively, and Raven having to back out, dodges away from the stun. W is not going to do all too much there in terms of getting the kill, but Orca has to burn his flash as well.
Yeah, looking back at the bot lane skirmish, never mind.
Kralix now going in for the trades. Mistra has to be very careful, it's extremely low. Kralix happy with the trade, gonna be backing off, still has some stacks on his corrupting potion to keep himself topped up. But NYP playing super aggressive, not even 4 minutes in.
Yeah, you're pretty happy with your gangplank at this point. You're not really early game champion. If you're able to push up your opposing laner, that's pretty feels good, man, innit? What was I talking about earlier? Oh right, the bot lane. So many fights,
enough
very
of the AP Nautilus.
Nah. I wanted to give credit to RP, even though they actually screwed that up a little bit.
Right.
They knew that they had a bit of an advantage window when Xayah and Rakam both hit level 2. and Lucian and Nautilus were still at level 1. Unfortunately for them, Nautilus and Lucian hit their marks on level 2 just after the engage.
Yeah, like a second after, right? And
Yep.
then that was enough for them to turn the damage around. A lot of bursts onto the Rakan, something we didn't expect, and this goes back to the patch notes a couple of months back where they nerfed the stats on Rakan. He's not as tanky as you'd like him to be. Meanwhile, Gang coming in, great. Scare of the weak is going to keep Orca safe. Do you even have to use the barrier for that one? King of Koyum coming in for the counter gang, but it's just going to allow the Syndra to clear the wave out. Orca just needs to collect the CS and back off. Remember, he did go for an early base to pick up the Amp Tomb, and now just looking to clear the wave out.
Yep, pretty good answer from Sejuani. Very mindful that he has to come to mid and help. But now we just go back to our regularly scheduled programming of Raven being poked out by the balls.
Oh man, damage coming in. That one not really landing though, so Raven's going to be happy for a bit more. As far, the goal lead is 1,300 in favor of NYP, and it's largely due to the lead in the bot side. Bit of a shame that Scarlet Petal didn't get the kills, but nevertheless, early pickups here is going to do them some good. We see Shinsekai waiting in the wings. Kreis is leading forward, ducking into the brush. He's not going to get spotted out here. Remember, there's no vision whatsoever, but in the river there is a single ward. Hex Flash being channeled. He's going to leap forward. The grand entrance across is not really going to do all too much. Great hook onto the Rakan, and he should be able to fall here. No, the Flash is going to keep him alive. Adverse now taking the damage forward, leading the charge to Shinsekai. The auto attack from Scarlet Petal. Great job by the jungler here from NYP to tank the damage up and give the kill over to the AD carry.
Both these bot lanes are actually playing pretty good. They both have an idea of how to play the game. It's just NYP executing much better. For Kreis to hold back his anchor until Rakan jumped away.
Right.
That takes a little bit of patience, and I think we have to give due credit to the Nautilus.
Have to agree with you 100%. Conceptually, both teams know what marks to hit, but the execution from NYP is just always a bit better. Just a tiny bit advantages that gives them these small goal leads.
And thanks to that, now the Lucian is about 1k gold ahead, with a 2k advantage towards NYP already.
This should be a base for what appears to be the makings of an Essence Reaver. Meanwhile, Orca in the mid lane looking for the all-in opportunity. Pay attention to the levels. He's level 6, Raven is level 5, but the mid laner from NYP showing no fear whatsoever, still walking up, still looking to take the trades. Just as I say that, he will hit level 6 and King of Coin will come in for the gank.
Shinsekai already there, ready to answer. So I think Okoye didn't actually see him, did he?
Nah, that's I don't think that scanner reviewed anything over there, and that's a smite from Shinsekai to steal away the Scuttle Crab. Meanwhile, damage down. Orca finding the solo kill onto Raven. That's the level 6 Syndra that getting the solo kill. That's exactly what we expected.
Yep, just a bit of a stat check. I press R, you don't have enough stats to stop it. Oh, sorry, you're dead.
And I think a larger... Oh, hold on here. Cannon Barrage coming in. He's sidestepping it. He's going to stay alive. No, the Flash Barrel Wing gets kind of away. Shinsekai. Oh, man. Getting outplayed right there. Orca getting the assist. Not the kill, but King of Coin will secure it for himself.
Pretty good happy feat from Orca here.
Yeah.
Just a little too much from Shinsekai. I don't think even if he got that kill, he was going to get out.
Action doesn't stop. Meanwhile, bot lane. Grand entrance forward and the great dash back to disengage. So a bit of a back and forth in the bot lane. Not really wanting to take the all in.
And here's something else you can do with Sejuani. If you're level 5 or 6, you can just solo the dragon.
So tell like Scarlet Petal is looking to go for layer ranking instead of the Essence Reaver build. But the AD carry from NYP is just going to walk forward and find that this dragon has been sneakily started up. We'll be able to dissuade the Sejuani from finishing that one off and walk back into the bot lane to farm his wave up.
Take a look at the Jace. He's going to be spotted out though.
We'll see this Jace roaming up top. Mistra playing this one out like he doesn't care. In fact, still walking forward. A lot of damage down onto the backline with the Hemo Plague, and he's going to buy some more space. Mistra is going to get finished off with the parlay, and you could tell that he was a bit blind on the map there, walking up when the Jace was spotted out. So maybe a small misplay coming in right there.
My brain's just going question mark. No, the Jace was actually pinged out on the minimap. And you're still walking forward towards the gangplank. What are you doing, man?
Maybe he thought that the Hemo Plate would have been enough to keep him topped up. But yeah, possibly a small misplay coming in right there. Orca looking to steal this blue buff away, but will not have enough information to do so.
Yeah, Mistra just a little overconfident. He's gonna pay for his sins though. I mean, he's quite a sizable chunk of CS behind already.
My man, 40 CS is half of... It's pretty much like 2x, right? Kralix has doubled the CS of Mistra right now. Glacial Prison being used, and Raven will preemptively flash out.
Well, at least the junglers are proactive this game.
That's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. The execution, though, is a little iffy, but still, thumbs up overall.
Shinsekai walking back into the mid lane. Both junglers have been hitting this lane hard and fast. Time and time again.
I think we're gonna see a little bit less action now. I think both teams are looking forward to just CSing for a little while until they hit their marks. Not really much point of fighting right now. Your Herald hasn't spawned and Dragon has been taken, so...
And rightly so. I mean, this is a small respite that RP should be happy with, I think. As they want to scale into that phase of power points. Christ here landing the hook across. You can see Shinsekai coming in. The culling has been used, and that wasn't in the right direction to dissuade this. But the dive coming in, here comes the depth charge. They're looking to go onto M20, but a lot of damage has been misplaced here. Not hitting their marks for the first time. NYP missing everything crucial right there, and they're going to get collapsed upon right now. King Okoye moving into the bot side, flanked by Orca. There are 4 members of RP in the bot side of the map.
Yep, that was just a quick denial from RP. I think when your bot lane is about 50% health, you don't really want to try to engage those tower dives. But they tried it anyway, didn't lose much for it, so I guess that's still 50-50.
You can see Kralix is starting to deal a sizable amount of damage with the Sheen already picked up. Every Q that he throws on the Mistra is like, 10% of his HP down.
Yeah, Gangplank is just gonna get worse and worse. He's gonna hit critical mass like 30 minutes into the game. And what's just happening right now is that Mistra is facilitating him to get to that stage of the game, because he's not really stopping him.
Yeah, they're just trading back and forth, proccing the grass. For the Gangplank, it's good though, because he gets, additional health on each of those procs. So he doesn't really mind trading back and forth. And every Q he gets, a bit closer going for the all-in. His global presence is still there. Make no mistake.
Yep.
It's okay just sitting in the top side and shoving the wave in.
Yeah, he did expend his, what's his alt name called?
Cannon Barrage.
Cannon Barrage, right. In the bot lane, but look, it's almost halfway back up again.
Right.
He is going to have that global pressure almost every fight.
Rift Herald has been started up by Shinsekai here, but the Scryer's Bloom will be popped in the wrong direction. King Okoye isn't going to spot that one out. But we'll be walking to the mid lane to look for Raven here. So that is a sneaky Rift Herald that will be taken Glacial Prison onto the Jace, and he should be looking to fall here. Just as I say that, the flash forward isn't enough, but now they're turning attention onto Christ, who will be walking away here. They sacrificed the mid laner, but they should be able to pick up the Rift Herald in this trade.
But you really do have the question though, if that Gragas was there to answer the gang instead of taking Rift Herald, maybe they could have done a little bit more.
Speaking of that, coming in for the bot side is a teleport from Kralix, looking to turn this fight around. The culling is great onto Xayah, and she has to use the Feather Storm and will be forced to disengage here. Moving over into the bot side of the jungle, Christ having to flash away Scarlet Petal, doing his best to dissuade this push in. Multiple members of RP just collapsing on the bottom side. Aggressive teleport from Kralix wasn't enough though.
Look at the rotations for both teams though. They see action on the map, they go towards the action on the map. I really like that. They answer very quickly, and that is a big plus point for me.
That's what we come to expect from this sort of matchup, right? When both teams come in undefeated, extremely hot, knowing what are the points to hit and where they want to strike.
One thing for me though, I think that could be detrimental to them. They're used to playing from a huge advantage because they're able to secure it early.
Them being NYP.
Both of them really.
Right.
I think they're both undefeated, right? So now that they don't really have that gold advantage, they might think that they can do more damage than they actually can.
Right.
And that's one thing you have to be mindful of when you're playing against a similarly skilled opponent.
I mean, we saw that earlier in the mid lane, or in the top side rather. Mistra overextending despite the Jace gank coming in. That's one of those things like you shouldn't do, but because you're so confident, you're so sure that you can take the kill, you do overcommit.
I think they might be trying for a collapse in the bot lane again though.
You might be right, considering that the dragon is going to come up in less than 30 seconds. They want to convert this into a kill and possibly take the objective after. Remember that Predator Boots is available for Shinsekai, so he can zoom into the lane relatively quickly.
He's going.
He's going. He's really channeling the Predator boots. They're looking to move forward. Christ with the depth charge will start this fight off. They are split in terms of targeting though, but they will find the Zaya and the Rakan soon after. I say that, explosive cast. Oh, just finish him off. That is great targeting right there by Shinsekai.
Rift Herald coming down as well. That should be first tower and the dragon.
And it's not gonna be in time. No, the turret platings, they've all but fallen. So no bonus goal, but they will still get first turret bonus.
Yeah, well, now they can just rotate to the dragon. Easy pickup Infernal, number 2.
RSG cleaning up their map play pretty well here, knowing what are the marks to hit on the bottom side. Adverse and M20 having a bit of a bad day between both of them. 0 and 5 is the combined KDA of the bot laners from RP.
Yeah, like we said earlier, if the Lucian gets a hit early, he's gonna just ruffle stomp your team. And I think we're getting to the point that he's going to be able to do so.
Trades in the top side, looking to go the way of Mistra though. He has proc the phase rush. He's got the Hemo Plague down as well. He's flashing in, but Kralix turns this one around. Says, no sir, not today.
What am I watching?
Sit down.
What was that?
Oh man.
I think that was a classic case of what I was talking about earlier.
Overconfidence?
Overconfidence, overestimation of how much damage you can do. Mistra obviously thought he could kill Kralix with the amount of damage that he dealt with the Hemo Plague. Unfortunately not, and he pays with his life.
The thing he didn't take into account, I'd have to say, was the fact that Kralix still had the W up. He could add, like, he could heal himself up, and then you top up the instant bonus heal from the Corrupting Potion as well. It keeps him so healthy, right, that you kind of overestimate how much damage you deal. You can't get the kill, and then he turns it around.
Oh.
Using the dash to get away. Raven now leading the charge for his team into the jungle. They will get flanked off by Scarlet Petal, who does so much damage. There goes the Zaya. There goes the Rakan. The Calling might be able to finish him off. Nope. Leaping in now, Shinsekai looking for the kill. Explosive cast to the face. Someone had way too many shots, and M20 is going to be thinking about that as his screen is grey.
Yeah, and now we see NYP starting to run away with the game, extending their goal lead to about 5k. Even more now, they're going to take the tower. Real question now is, how can RP come back? Because with the players of their caliber, they can do so.
Solo kill in the bot lane. Kralix is now just beasting on Mistra. Orca coming in the bot side, looking to make something happen, but Kralix with the fancy feet and the sidestep, looking to turn this fight around. A lot of damage onto Orca. Orca has to be careful. He pops the barrier, but the damage from Kralix is way too much. The final sphere will finish off Kralix, but a 1-for-1 trade, make that a 1-for-2 after he picked up Mistra earlier on. The top laner from NYP is just destroying the opposition right now.
I was gonna say lane swap to Syndra to meet the gangplank, but
mate, they said 2 members to pick up the gangplank, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, but I think at this point, oh, never mind.
Raven with a great flash to sidestep the grand entrance, and King Okoye walking a bit too far. The hook not landing though, and here comes Shinsekai. He does have the belly slam if he can go in. Raven kiting back and forth, and with the shield, it should be enough. Red buff not even close, man. Not even close, as M20 will fall.
Yeah, RP's trying, but they're not getting much. NYP always very ready to respond to any sort of threat that RP tries to pose.
It's getting to a point where the lead is becoming insurmountable, I think, but we're 17 minutes in, the gold lead jumped from a 2k to 7k lead. NYP is starting to look hot and on fire.
Yeah, if we hit 10k, I think outside of a bit of a replay.
Yeah, so this is the solo kill coming in. Kralix just landing everything that he needed. And Mistra wasn't in a position to kite this one out. You could see, boom, auto attack Q, auto attack. That's just more than enough.
Yep. Not much to say there other than, you know, Kralix is just so far ahead. As long as he hits all the things that he has to, that should be a kill onto whoever he faces, let's be honest.
Barring RP sending 5 members onto Kralix, I think he should be fairly confident in this bottom half of the map. Still, there are a couple of minutes left before Baron comes up. Meanwhile, in the jungle here, see you, buddy. Stat checked and done.
Yep. As far as you can get, you know, pretty damn far ahead on any champion really. But if you don't build magic resist against the Syndra, you're just gonna get popped either way.
Yeah, single Hex Drinker isn't enough when she has the Sork Boots as well as the Luden's Echo to finish you off. Now, what's the next move for RP? Because they've sent the Vladimir to the bot lane to deal with this GP, and Orca is going to be playing on the top side, so it does appear that Zyrokan is going to be holding the wave off in the mid lane. I'm not sure how long this Vladimir can stay in the bot lane against Kralix though. Mistra is having a pretty bad time and a bad run at it.
Yeah, the Vladimir isn't really much dealing. Ooh, never mind.
Oh, great Feather Storm to disengage here, but Cannon Barrage is going to keep her inside this fight. A recall back is going to root them in place, but Scarlet Petal is going to get the kill onto the Rakan, and Desire is going to fall soon after King of Koim with a great Glacial Prison to lock up Shinsekai, but the stopwatch is going to keep him alive. They trade 2 kills over for a single top turret, but they might just lose mid-tier 2.
Yeah, and again, RSG. NYP is able to answer the threat that RP poses. RP tried to engage with the Zyrakan, but unfortunately, everyone else there to collapse on them.
Enough damage from NYP to force RP away and get some good chip onto mid-tier 2. Dragon's gonna be up in less than 30 seconds, and Kralix is still waist deep in the bottom lane.
Yeah, at this point, you really have to lane swap the Vladimir and the Syndra, perhaps Syndra being able to stop Gangplank's strike a little bit better. But still, Gangplank is just at this point where he's just going to... Well, he's just going to say, I want that tower and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
It doesn't help that he has the Executioner's Calling, right? So this makes it so much more difficult for the Vladimir to deal with. This is a very dead Nautilus, ladies and gentlemen. Shutdown goes the way of Orca, so that is a good respite for the mid lane of RP. But like I was saying earlier, Executioner's Calling completed by Kralix means that Mistra is not going to have a good time in the bot lane.
Yep. So,
have to agree with you, maybe send a Syndra to deal with this Gangplank and pray for the best in the side lanes.
Yeah, take a look. Two Infernals and 1 Mountain. The Dragon RNG couldn't be better for NYP here.
This is so good, like you could just walk over the Baron and in 3 minutes with the amount of stats you get from the Dragons here, but the Scuttlecrat being stolen? No! King of Koim smites it away.
Right. Take a look at the bot lane. GP is just continuing his push. If they don't answer him, that's just the bot lane tower gone, really. So that's something that we really have to keep in mind. Like, Gangplank is always going to be pushing bot lane, so you always have to devote someone to stop him.
And he's ready, you know, he's ready to sit here all day and just put pressure down. Teleport is up, Cannon Barrage is up. If you so much as collapse on him, it's Baron and it's a fight after.
Yeah, it's not really I think it is really something Kralix has been practicing. The previous game with the Fiora and now on the Gangplank. He wants to play this 1-4 and he's doing so pretty damn good. Pretty damn well.
Oh man, Sejuani is gonna get spotted walking out of that brush, but Raven's gonna see him here once more. And we were joking about this, you know, talking about how Kralix is doing so well in the top lane. Pre-game in the lobby, I was like, well, since I call you guys RSG so much, maybe you could form a team of 5 and then go play for LST. But hold on here, Raven, that's the second time you've been caught out, buddy.
Stat check.
0, 4, and 4.
Yeah, but even without the stat check, I think he would have died with 3 people.
Look at the damage coming in. Kralix looking like he wants to take this fight. Mr. having to proc the phase rush to back out. Great stun there to disengage it, but they're still going to get mid-tier 2. Kreis and company will sit in the mid lane and assert their dominance.
Yeah, RP was just doing something in the jungle, not being able to rotate quick enough to stop the taking of their turret.
And you can see the fear in RP's eyes. They can't walk through these narrow chokes because there's Kreis, there's Shinsekai to just stop them from entering and dissuading them from moving forward. That as long as they have the inside track, RSG, or not RSG rather, NYP have full control of these objectives.
Alright,
we're gonna start like a dollar jar here. Every time we call him RSG, just one person puts $1 inside.
Sounds like a plan. I mean, okay, Baron's up.
Baron's
like you said,
up.
they can melt it pretty damn quickly. So RP has to be fight. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
this is what we expected, right? You walk into a choke, you're gonna get caught out. There's Nautilus, there's Gangplank, and there's Gragas. So many ways of neutralizing your entry routes that you have no choice but to get caught out if you walk in.
Yeah, and what do you really do as RP now? You lose the 4v4, you're gonna lose the 1v1. It's gonna get popped.
Okay, it's a good dash out. Accelerated Shock Blast isn't gonna find the target, but they could be looking for more here as they flash hook in. Kreis leading the charge for his team. He lands the root and the damage coming through onto Adverse. He has to use the Firestone preemptively, but that's not enough to get him out. There's no flash, so there's no way he was getting out. Mistra taking the 1v1 against Kralix, having to use the Sanguine Pool to back off. Hemoplague will keep him topped up, but Kralix with the Hex Drinker will have the shield up.
And now they only want Sejuani to contest the Baron. I think NYP is just gonna go for it, and they're gonna take it no problem.
Speaking of which, Raven's just gonna jump onto King of Koim. The Sejuani is being sieged and stayed away. Meanwhile, on the Baron buff itself, Shinsekai, Kreis, as well as Scarlet Petal doing the damage that's needed to finish off this objective. Great moves coming in from Raven to make sure that there was no interference whatsoever from the Sejuani.
Yep. What was that? That was free real estate.
Great control there. 4, 1, and 2 now. Possibly the MVP for NYP. Kralik still gonna be in the commanding position in the side lanes.
Yeah, he's just been pushing that lane relentlessly. Maybe he's going for a change in scenery here. He's like, alright, Vladimir thinks I'm going to go bot lane. I'm going to sneak my way up to top and take that turret from under their noses.
Logically, it would help if they play towards the top side right now. You can see a lot of members just grouping up and gesturing like they want to infiltrate the top jungle.
Yep, but Zaya's there though. Zaya has pretty damn good wave clear.
Man, not with 1.5 items, she doesn't.
Alright, she is 060. My bad.
Christ walking in, looking to clear buffs, clear wards out, but the dredge line should keep him safe for now. NYP looking a bit disjointed, like they don't really know what they want to do.
Yeah, when the gold is about 9k, you really just have to wait for NYP to make some sort of mistake and try to capitalize on it.
Oh, speaking of capitalize, Mistra taking a ton of damage here. Oh, hammer to the face. Raven will get the solo kill in the mid lane. And now with the main objective, I think that's the signal. That's the go button for the fight. Ooh. Great chunk of damage once more. 2, 4, and 4. Raven not really having the best game, but still chipping in and doing work for his team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of things to say, but
Kralik's just ignoring this Sejuani. He says, I want the turret, I'm gonna get the turret, and now the fight will break out. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 5v4 and Orca now is the next target. The Culling's gonna do exactly that, as King of Koim is the next target. They want the 444 Scarlet Petal here, but no, Shinsekai is gonna steal that one away at first. Using the Feather Storm will flash out, but the damage from Kralik is gonna stick. Mistra leading forward now. We'll have to swing Green Pool back into the base. Doesn't want to take this fight. Members of NYP inside the base, sieging the fountain, looking for the inhibitors now. Looking to close this game out as well. NYP on their 5th game, still in dominant form, still looking like the team to beat in Campus Legends. Will get another kill and will finish off this game.
I mean, I think when we saw the Gangplank ignoring the Sejuani, there was a real metaphor for this entire game. NYP was just doing their thing. No matter what RP did, they were there to answer. Just ignore what RP wants to do, play your game, and you come out with the victory on top.
It looked like at the start, you know, both teams were going punch for punch, blow for blow, but when it came to the mechanical skill checks, Scarlet Petal Christ hit all their marks. Got the early double, no problem. From then on, they were just, you know, understanding which parts of the map to hit and which parts to focus on, allowing Kralik to get a hit, allowing him to play in the side lane. Perfection.
Yeah, but on the scoreboard, it might not really reflect that Kralix was the one absorbing all that pressure. Only 4, 1, and 4.
I think at the end it might have been 5, 1, and 4, 5, 1, and 6, perhaps.
Yeah, around there, I think. But I think the MVP really have to give it to the Gangplank. He absorbed so much pressure, which allowed his team to just take greater advantages elsewhere.
Right.
And that was one of the greatest factors in their win, really.
And like we were joking, you know, we call them RSG so much. Maybe it's time to look at a roster swap. Maybe send Kralix to the top lane. Shinsekai can stay in the jungle permanently. We don't know, ladies and gentlemen. We're just riffing back and forth. Campus Legends, not exactly the same sort of tournament that you're looking at for LST. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be going for a short break. When we come back, we'll be moving on to the next set of games. It's been an exciting day so far. Stay tuned for more exciting games. We'll go for a short break and be right back.